back. That was a little KC in the Live Revolution. KC, it was great to have him in on the show today.
Yeah, looking forward to the revival on Saturday night.
Are you going to go, Nikki Hayes?
I'd love to, yeah.
Yeah, you'd love to.
I'd
That's
love
a
to.
great way to answer that question. I'm going to use that one from now on. Hey, it wouldn't be Liquid Lunch with Nikki Hayes if it weren't also Liquid Lunch with Brian Hassett on the line from his spacecraft.
From the practice rinks, circling the rinks of North America.
Yeah, circling the rinks of North America. And Brian, you sent out a phenomenal, detailed, well thought out, you must have put a lot of work into that email all about the hockey that's coming up. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, sure. These upcoming Olympics, I say, are going to be the highest skilled hockey tournament ever played in the history of our species or the sport. There's more players now in the prime of their career. The players are a higher skill set than they were, in decades past. And here's a good one for you. You know how people often lament the original six? Oh, gee, hockey was better when it was the original six, the old-timers. Well, and part of the problem is now there's 30 teams in the NHL to disperse the players amongst. Well, in international hockey, there's really only 6 countries: Canada, the U.S., Sweden, Finland, and Russia, and the Czechs. And there are a couple of, Slovakia, whatever. But basically, it's just 6 countries that all the best players on the planet are divided up in between.
Right.
So that's why it's better than, of course, than any single league, because it's taking the best players from 20 different leagues around the world and having each of them represent their country with the same pride that all the Canadian players put on the red jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to just be treated to some kind of, never-seen-before masterpiece of hockey skill at this thing. That's just, I'm going to be recording every game, and also, FYI, heads up to that media listeners, this will be the last all-player Olympics as well. The NHL, though they haven't announced it yet, they're not going to participate 4 years from now in Russia. So if you want to see all the best players in the world playing against each other for the pride of country and a gold medal, you better watch it this time, because the next time it happens, if it does happen, you'll be a decade older.
And Brian, curiously, because you're the stats guy, of those 6 countries and of the other 5 outside of Canada, what percentage are Canadian players in those other 5 countries?
Well, no, the 6 players, it's all based on where you're born or
right.
where you grew up having citizenship. So each country is just made up of players from its own team.
Okay, but a lot of them are on the NHL, and obviously.
Well, they're on the NHL. Yeah, there's 142 players or something from the NHL.
Wow.
But there's also players from the KHL, all of the different European leagues. There's even one free agent. There's a wide swath of players that are all joining together in each case to represent the place they were born.
Amazing. And just curiously, why is the NHL already announcing they're not going to be part of the Russian?
Well, they're not already announcing it. I'm announcing it for them, but they're just going to keep it low because it'll kind of put they don't want to rain on the Olympics parade, but it's going to be held on the other side of the planet.
Yeah.
So all the games in Russia, and all the games will be played in the middle of the night in North American time.
Oh, okay.
And the NHL doesn't cotton too well to the KHL, the new Russian hockey league, which would be the de facto host of the thing, because it'd be the host country. And they kind of can't stand each other right now, so they'd have to come to an agreement. And then if you happen to look up this Sochi, where the games are to be held, on a map, it's, as I say, 5 minutes from Syria, Iraq, and Iran. So it's not exactly a summer vacation spot.
But it is a hockey town.
Yeah.
Well,
and it's post-2012.
I've never heard of
the
the
world
place
will be in
before.
harmony.
Well, you'll be hearing a lot more about it now.
We certainly got a hockey town in Vancouver, BC, in the country of Canada, and so we're hosting, guys.
I know.
We've never hosted since the NHL players came to the Olympics. We're a nice bunch of people up here in Canada, gosh darn it.
And we're going to let them know whose game they're playing.
Exactly. Yeah. All the way to the gold medal game on the Sunday.
That's right. So what did you think of the junior game?
extraordinary. You know, somebody made the comment that that's becoming like college football is in the States.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
You know, it's so
It draws that
exciting,
much
it's so
attention.
unpredictable, it's so fast, it's just mesmerizing. These kids just excelling beyond their years. Great stories being written by all the different countries. Of course, Canada, 5 in a row, for gosh sakes, and then getting the silver this time. But so let's see if this, I mean, this thing has started out as the World Junior started out as a little, you know, kind of podunk, thanks for coming type of competition decades ago, and has just grown into this, you know, I saw the numbers for Canada. Something like 12 million Canadians watched that gold medal game.
They
Wow.
set a record. I think it was a record for TSN in terms of viewership numbers.
Yeah, so we love our hockey, and boy, is it going to be great in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And so the real games, is there a sort of a warm-up week, and then the real games start the second week of
Yeah,
the...
exactly. The first week of the Olympics will be the 3 preliminary games, which will be a joy to watch, and don't skip them because we're playing Norway first and should win that. I'm conservative, but I mean, it's going to be like a 9-0 type of game, at least, if Canada's on. And then we play the Swiss, should be an easy win there, too, this time. And then it's all set up for Sunday afternoon, Canada versus USA. On February 21st, and so there's going to be house parties all over North America that day. It's like a Super Bowl Sunday.
That is going to be great. I'm looking forward to it already. I think we should cook a roast beef that day. Right?
And
Brian?
have Molson Canadian beer and
Hey, Brian, you
a
don't
snowball fight.
I just had an idea. We could do it here at the station, or
Have a live. Well, you know what we're
Cups
going to
Gallery.
do.